Yeah, okay. So hello, everyone. I'm Anna Maria. I'm from the HR team, and I would like to present you a little bit about Netconomy, what we're doing, who we are as a company, and then we can go to the keynote. But first, here are just our 4 core pillars, what we're doing as a company. So we help other companies to build a digital strategy and support a digital transformation. So what does that mean? First of all, we have the consulting and innovation phase where we try to find out the challenges and need of other companies. How can we support them? We have also we support, consult them on a technical side, but also on this innovation part. And after we have formed the concept together with them, how their individual platform should look like, we're going the big phase, the digital platform building phase, where different agile teams work on these platforms that we aligned with the customer on. So this digital platform building phase is more or less the biggest part of our work, because it depends from customer to customer how big the teams are. So starting from 6 to 10 people up to 40 people. So it really depends on what the customers need. But then they're also divided in different sub-teams. And regarding the operation and process excellent part, we not just only doing project after project. We really try to have long-term relationships with our customers. So with one customer, we already work together over 10 years now. So as you see, it's not just building a platform and then we move on, really trying to retain these long-term relationships. And to do so, we're working together with, we have different partners, but Google Cloud and SAP are our main partners that we're working together with. And here are just some of our customers. So XXX, you might know. So we are mainly in this, in the German-speaking area. We're also expanding, but yeah, mainly we are just still in Austria, Germany, and Switzerland. And yes, so I think, and also as you see, we're supporting different industries, so it's not just one side. Exactly. And just last but not least, a little bit about us as a company. We are nearly 500 people now, all across Europe. We have 10 locations. So we are in Germany, in Austria. This is our headquarter. We have also some in Austria. We are also in Vienna and in Pörtschach, another big city. And then then we are in Germany, Switzerland, Serbia, Spain, and the Netherlands. And our main language, or our company language, is English. I mean, of course, as I said, we have a lot of German-speaking customers, so we also speak a lot of German. But inside the company, all the communication is in English, and we also work remotely over these different locations. So it can be that, I don't know, one front-end developer is in Berlin and another project manager is here. So we're also having a lot of meetings where we are all in one place. So trying to bring people also together. Our culture is driven by agile methods. I think if you have questions about that, I think Ting would be a better person to talk about this. And and just about our culture itself, we really try, as we're selling more or less innovation, we also try to encourage our people to be proactive, independent, to give them freedom to work on the projects. I mean, of course, they have to work on their projects, but if they want to bring something up, we try to encourage them to work to find people and also work on. We have, for example, different clans where you can bring up your ideas and work on things that you're also interested in and want to bring up to the company. So we're really trying to build up this independent self-responsible work culture. Exactly. So if you have more questions about Netconomy, you can ask me later. I just wanted to say, last but not least, if we're also trying to host more meetups, bring people here together, because I think it's a super nice space to interact and to talk. And if you would if you're also interested in other areas, you can leave your contact details here. I've also put in QR code here, and I would then email you if you have another meetup, or if you're also interested in different jobs or anything. You can also leave your contact details here, and I would just send you some job openings if you're interested. You don't have to. Okay, that's it from my side.
Okay. Hello, good evening, everybody. Very welcome. My name is Ebru Bozarslan Eder. I'm an Agile Project Manager. I'm very excited to be here, and I'm very pleased that you spared your time and came tonight.
Oops.
So what I would like to talk about tonight is the fifth principle of Agile Manifesto. So let's have a look first what the Agile Manifesto, fifth principle of the Agile Manifesto. It says, build projects around motivated individuals and give them the environment, support them, and trust them that they will get the job done. So I believe this is the most important ingredient for the rest of the Agile Manifesto work and deliver successful projects. That's why I'm here to tell you about it. So a little bit of background. So these days, a lot of companies, they deliver Agile projects and they work in Agile methodologies. It's very attractive to deliver regular software, working software from 2 weeks to 1 month. It's a great marketing pitch, and customers, they love the sound of it because they have something in their hands is useful and it's tangible very often, very continuously. But is it as easy as it sounds to deliver a working software every 2 weeks and a month's time, depending on your sprint? I don't think it is. I don't think it's very easy to deliver this. So what is the essence behind this continuously and successfully delivering projects? So then you need to dive into a little bit deeper the Agile Manifesto. So these 17 highly skilled and experienced software professionals, they got together and they created this document called Agile Manifesto. And at that time, it was even called a mushy stuff. What is a mushy stuff? It's soft. It's nothing technical. It's it's soft. It's soft stuff. So ever since, this mushy stuff is actually shaped our industry, and we have been all delivering software projects in Agile methodologies. So now I would like to do is, this is the Agile Manifesto, which are 12 principles. You might have seen it before, maybe you read it before, you understood, you didn't understand, you care, you don't care. But this is what the Agile Manifesto is. I know it's a very heavy text. What I would like to do is to pay your attention to these highlighted words in the Agile Manifesto, and I will read it out loud for you. So, satisfy the customer for the customer's competitive advantage. Business people, developers work together. Motivated individuals, give them the environment and support, trust them. Face-to-face conversations. Sponsors developers in a constant pace, working together. Self-organizing teams. A team reflex, behavior. So when I look at this, to me, this is about people. This is actually a blueprint of a culture that we breed in, we work in. So this is how we behave as a team, as an organization. How do we align as a team towards our goal to deliver meaningful softwares for our customers? So although I believed and I thoroughly practiced all these 12 principles in my humble Agile journey, the fifth principle always stood out to me. And this is why I'm here today, to tell you this real example I experienced and how this fifth principle helped me and my team, how this fifth principle guided us to deliver a successful project and more. So let's dive in. Chapter 1. I was hired as a product owner with no previous industry experience that the company worked in. So I made this very clear during the interview that I did not have the industry experience they worked in. And they told me that they could support me. This is not a problem for them. So I eventually accepted the job. But at the back of my mind, I always wondered, why did they hire me? Why they could hire someone with that industry experience that person can have. So I couldn't help in my first day at work and ask the question. So why did you choose to hire me? And the answer was from my leaders, because we need someone like you, we can trust, that get the job done. So it wasn't really the answer I was expecting to hear, but I was also compelled, and yes, I was extremely motivated by hearing that somebody put a trust in me to deliver. Now I feel the responsibility to deliver the success. As I said, I was of course motivated, trusted, and then I knew that they will support me too. So with these good feelings, now I'm ready to deliver that success, whatever it takes. So now I've got a lot of work in my hands. I need to get to it. So the first things first, I need to know where are we at with this project. Bringing everyone to the table. So the situation analysis is required for this. So where are we at with this project? What are the objectives of this project and why? What are the company objectives and how does it align with the project? And what has been achieved so far? Do we have any issues we need to be aware of? And who are the stakeholders who involved this project and what is their interest? What are the expectations? Who are the team members? What are the skill set they have we could utilize in this project? What systems do we have in place, especially for communication? What tools do we use for the documentation and tracking where the software project is? So answer all these questions. I set up face-to-face meeting with everyone, whomever involved in this project, including sponsors, including customers, users, team members, and also familiarize myself with the system they use, look at the tools what they use, read the documentation, etc. And the key findings were from this 3 things. Number 1, we didn't have a MVP delivered over a year. In fact, when you try to find out what the MVP should be, there were different opinions between the stakeholders and between the team members. So there's no MVP scope. Number 2, when you dig down a bit, why is that? Then the communication is broken. There's no implemented, regular, organized communication between the stakeholders and the team. So of course, nobody is sure what exactly needs to be delivered. This is the root cause analysis. And also the documentation was very hard to follow and disorganized. This needs to change. So now I know what the issues are, what the findings are, the action plan. Number 1, get an MVP scope, align with everybody, because I got all the information now. Number 2, implement the Scrum framework, because the Scrum framework is a great framework to communicate with all the parts clearly, regularly. Enforcement, not when you feel like it. Number 3 is Jira. I love Jira. I believe it's one of the best that you could use in the industry. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to put Jira, use Jira for the documentation, putting all our stories, epics, roadmap, everything in there. So now it's time to implementing the change in an agile way. So the change is not so easy for anybody. I recognize that. So what I want to do is, at the beginning, I wanted to create this transparent information flow between the team members and me and the rest of the company. So I gave all my findings openly to the team members. So this is what my findings from the situation analysis. This is what I talked to the one founder. This is what I talked to the sponsors. This is what I talked to the customers. This is what they want and why they want. It's important. They need to know why they want it. So when you share this information, the MVP scope is clear, then everybody's quite happy to see that, because now we got a clear goal, a clear roadmap to work towards. And the second part linked to this, now if you want to do this, we need to implement the Scrum framework, so then we can be all aligned and work towards our goal and communicate, and we can have that feedback loop. And also we need to implement, we need to use Jira as a software to document our software and work with our stories and epics. So this was not very welcome. There was resistance to this change. Although I explained this is the industry standard, this is what is supposed to use, this is good for your enhancement also. If not here, somewhere else will use it. And this was convincing, but not quite. So I switched to show and tell. So I offered, let's do a 1-month trial, and I will show you, I will educate you, I will do workshop with you step by step, how to integrate ourselves into Scrum framework and how to use the Jira as a software documentation. So that was agreed, and we started implementing the Scrum framework and using Jira for the stories. And the most significant support during this period for them was practicing the art of breaking down in a meaningful way, from epics to stories. And those stories needs to be prioritized towards the sprint goal. And then why are we doing this sprint goal? Because now we have MVP. These sprint goals will deliver the MVP. So this was understood and practiced very well. So they were producing results and they were making progress. Then at the end of this period, it wasn't even a discussion. We carried on with the Scrum framework. We were using Jira. And beginning of this period, we were actually storming, but actually we are norming now. So let me reflect this period, what happens step by step. By sharing your findings as a product owner, you are being transparent, and this transparency empowers the team. Now they are becoming transparent. You need to make the first step. You need to set an example. Number two, for them, it was also gain to learn and grow in their fields by using Scrum framework and using Jira. And continuous support these workshops and working together, doing walk to walk with them, it made the change very easy and very adaptable. And achieving results, of course, they inspired them to do more because they were performing. And everyone skilled up in their field, including me. And I felt they started trusting me because I did not just did the talk to talk, I walked the walk with them. So chapter 4, moving immovable objects, I call this because at that time it really felt like it. Like any other project, you have challenges and obstacles, and this is one of them. So let me explain this background of this immovable object. We knew we have this component needed to be delivered in order to deliver the MVP. And this component requires specialized skill set to program. And we had a senior developer at the beginning of this project, but he left. He was supposed to do it. Now we believe we don't have the skill or ability to do this ourselves. So we have two options. You can outsource it. You can get someone to program it for you and hopefully integrates well with the rest of the project. Or you can sit down and as a team, you look into it and at least figure out what do you exactly don't know, what that bit. So we decided to go for the second option, and whole team members called in. And look, we know we don't know how to do this, but let's break it down and let's pinpoint exactly what we don't know here. So this went very well. We figured out what the problem is, what needs to be solved, and we took this to the leadership and asked them, took the leadership and explained because the delay of this component will going to delay the MVP. They need to know. So at the end of the conversation with the leadership, they turn around and ask the developer, so what do you need if you do this? And he said, I need a month to sit down and figure out I might able to do it. So, okay, I might, as there's a risk there. It's not guaranteed. But weighing up the risks as a leadership, it's your job. So they, okay, we will give you 1 month. So developer had the 1 month to sit down and figure out. So he spent 3 weeks sitting down, figuring out. And after not a month, after 3 weeks, he delivered. He delivered a fully functional component. And of course, everybody was pleasantly surprised because at the time it was a really big obstacle that we believe we didn't have the skill set to do it. But with all the help and support, he did it. And right after, we delivered the MVP after 4 months of working. So it was a very happy moment for everybody. But let me step back and reflect this. What are the success factors in this period? So first of all, everybody's input was valued. Everybody put their heads together and tried to work it out. Nobody shied away. Number two, the team became cross-functional. As you know, in Scrum, it's encouraged team members to be cross-functional. So everybody was learning each other and they were practicing. Nobody was shying away. This is not my job. I won't do it, or I won't even look into it. Number 3, actually, leadership gave a meaningful support 1 month. They didn't just say, we support you, we can do it. Okay, this is what you need, we will give it to you. This is a solid support. And the next developer was given a chance to shine. He actually he stepped up. He figured out how resourceful you can be actually in the very difficult circumstances. Sometimes you look at it and no, I can't do this, but actually you can. And he proved this himself with a support. And mutual trust and respect grew stronger, not just between the team members, also the leadership, the whole organization as a whole team and the other parts involved in, which is very important. And next, team felt motivated and ready for the next challenges. They grew. So this is not just about writing a code. This is about people. This is about building the culture and getting people to trust each other so they can do it. So what do you think that this team would do in the future? Would they want to work together? Would they want to deliver together? I think they would. So we are not factory workers. We are solution creators. And for people to be creative, you need to provide that environment. You need to support people. You need to trust people. You need to motivate people. Then they will flourish. They will bring their best and come up with the creative solutions. But to do this, you need leadership to support this and constantly nurture this environment. So agile, the leadership needs to be agile too. You cannot separate. So this is my story. It's a happy story with a happy ending. I hope you enjoyed it. This was my humble experience, as I explained to you, and it really helped me to during that period. It helped me. This principle guided me thoroughly to success. So now, this is my opinion, and this is my experience. You may not agree with that. You might have a completely different experience. What I would like to do is now to test this idea with you and see if you can relate. I'm going to put up the, I'm going to put up the Agile Manifesto and see if you can relate any of these principles with the 5th principle, in your opinion. So I believe the polls are open now. So you need to pick 3 principles, and I would like to explore with you, see if you can relate the 5th principle with any of these principles. I'll give you a minute to choose. Yeah, I think the polls would be good. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so now there's no right or wrong answer here. So I would like to ask you, in the first one, the business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. So I would like to ask you, this first one in the audience, can you, any of you voluntarily, express your opinion? Can you relate this to the fifth principle? What do you think? Anybody? No? Yes, please. Yeah, as I said, please, feel free. Thank you. There's no right or wrong. You can be completely, you can completely disagree. That you can say there's no right or wrong.
I think it's connected to the fifth principle. The reason for me is that if you work close together, you can increase trust, you have the transparency, and you have, you start to work as a team, even if you do not have the same responsibility. And that's why I think it's related to the fifth.
Absolutely.
One.
Absolutely. Not just the team members in the developers, but the business and the
Everyone.
everyone.
Exactly.
So the idea should be spread out in the company, in the organization. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Welcome.
Appreciate it. So now let's have a look at the second one. The best architectures, requirements, and designs emerge from self-organizing teams. So I would like to get an opinion about this one from our remote audience, please. As I said, there is no right or wrong here. Please express your opinion. Anybody? Okay, I'll give another perhaps 20 seconds. No? Okay, so anybody in the audience would like to? Please, thank you.
I think if the basics are, so the architectures, the requirements, for example, the PR documents and the design is fixed and agreed with all the departments, I think after it's easy to go forward step by step with the team, because we agreed on the same level that this is the basics. And of course, in the requirements, we describe all the targets, for example, the final goal, and easy to refer for during the project to find the fixed points. So I think for me, this is one of the most important
Absolutely.
require principle.
Thank you for your opinion. Absolutely. If the team is self-organized, that means it's trusted anyway. Motivated people self-organize themselves and deliver for the best. Okay, thank you. And the last one, if I may, please. The most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within a development is face-to-face conversation. Would anyone want to comment on this one? Face-to-face conversation? Please, yeah.
Thank you. I guess it seems to be the connective glue between the previous principles and the fifth principle in general. So I guess to enable business people, developers to work together, a self-organizing team, and also motivated individuals to carry a project, you need to communicate. And in order to communicate, you should talk to each other face to face. So I guess it follows from the other ones.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your opinion. Yes, it's face-to-face conversation. It requires when people trust each other, they are more encouraged to talk face-to-face.
There's another quick one.
Please, yeah, thank you. Sorry.
I would like to throw in a bit of maybe not standard and typical, but rather more controversial in the sense of face-to-face in remote setups. I'm someone believing in possibilities and also power in the hybrid and remote setups. That's also the reason for hosting this meetup in a hybrid way. I do think that getting people together on site, like really physically face to face, has an effect, and it's very often needed as a baseline, but that doesn't mean that later on needs to continue to be only a physical face to face, but that there is a huge opportunity in continuing in more hybrid or remote setup as well.
Thank you very much for I'm actually pointing that out. I'm a big fan of hybrid because you learn inactively when you're together.
So that the interaction is going.
Please,
Guess we can continue.
I'll shut up now.
I just wanted to add to that because when those guys came together in 2001, they didn't mean they have to be in the same room. So Ari van Bennekom explained that clearly, that face-to-face conversation can be also a remote face-to-face conversation. So
absolutely, yes. You turn your camera on and you smile and say hello and break the ice and let's get to it and work together. It's more like sorry, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to say the same, like it's more like the idea of personal communication rather than communicating by written, like just one group writes these requirements and then ships them to another group, or it's more like getting together and
we are humans. We are not robots. We need to communicate and understand each other. Yeah, absolutely.
We also have one comment from the remote participants I would like just to read. So Mark wrote that the PO and Scrum Master trust the developers to design best architectures to reach our goals.
Yeah, thank you very much for that comment too. We're taking in account. Any other comments? Shall we close this? Please, yeah, go ahead.
I take it, thank you. Concerning the communication, I truly believe that if we have face-to-face conversation, we understand each other. If we would have just a written conversation, there is so much information, emotion, whatever, in between the lines. And it is sometimes difficult for people to figure out how something is meant. And if you have this face-to-face conversation, you have the full face, you have the, maybe if you're on site, also the body language and so on.
Exactly.
And this is important.
Exactly. So not everyone has got the writing skills sometimes, what you want to say, but with your body language, with being together, so you can explain in different ways. Sometimes what you write in the email, it understood in a different way. So especially if you work in a, for example, international environment and your language is not English, for example, that can be understood differently from different cultures as well. So for instance, you could be working with a customer from Saudi Arabia. So it's different. It's just not the language, it's just the communicating. Sometimes you do need the face-to-face, even remote. Thank you for your input. Thanks very much. Anybody else? Are we timed up? Okay. So that's all from me. Thank you very much being here, and thank you very much listening. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you took something here for yourself to implement in your projects. And I wish you a very good evening and successful Agile projects. Thank you.
So I guess we can deactivate the poll once again, that we can do the Q&A. Perfect. So I'm positioned in the wrong direction because I'm right in front of the camera. So the first question is actually the skills you were applying are not typical PO skills. How did you gain those skills?
Okay. How did I gain? Well, how did I gain? I'm a big fan of LinkedIn Learning. Yeah. I went through all the videos that I found it useful, and I read a lot. And I read a lot from the people who actually come up with the Agile project management. So this is how I developed those skills. But I worked in different places. It's not necessarily you gain these skills by just working in the Agile software development environment. Yes, in different experiences and different places. It's going to be a long story. I'm not going to go into details.
There's always place in the remote and then on-site meeting afterwards
So
to discuss it for us.
I can give you, like, I really value the looking after your stuff. So when I was a student, I worked in a restaurant. And this restaurant, one of the best restaurants, was in Reading in the UK. And if we're working on Saturdays, we will be working from 10 o'clock to midnight. But our manager, who always made sure we come 10 o'clock in the morning, we sit down, all of us together, and we have a nice big breakfast, English breakfast, and good chat, and I have a kickstart. So he was looking after his employees, and we were looking after our customers. So this is how it works. So this is a life life experience.
Nice experience.
You don't have to gain this experience, not necessarily in the office.
The next one is actually one of my favorite questions so far. Which role is responsible for making team members to trust the management and their team members?
By definition in Scrum, it's the Scrum Master. Because the Scrum Master who makes sure that the team is working in Scrum, but also the leadership is aligned with this working style. So the Scrum Master constantly adjusts with the leadership. For example, you do retrospective, and if someone comes up with an idea, we should do like this next time, and your Scrum Master takes it, and if the management says no, then it's not going to work. So a Scrum Master has got a hard job in here to make sure that the whole organization to be agile.
Perfect. Also attached to that one already the next one. And if the leadership is not agile, would you change the organization, or what would you?
Would you change organization if the leadership is not agile? Well, either I change myself, because I don't see a possibility if the organization is not agile, your team is not going to be agile. That's not possible, in my opinion. So either you get on with the current setting or you just leave. You can try to influence. There's always a room for improvement. You can only try. I wouldn't leave without trying. Let's put it this way. I would fight for it.
And building up on the trust question from before, what would it mean for you if you don't feel to be trusted by team members, leaders, managers, or the organization?
You can't perform. You cannot perform. You cannot deliver, because you're not, whatever you do, you are in hesitation. Am I doing right? Am I doing wrong? What am I supposed to do? And if you're not trusted, you're probably not openly communicated what you should be doing either. So you cannot perform. It has to be a certain level of trust where you work.
Yeah. So that the next one is, really towards management. So have you ever experienced truly agile management and explicitly stated not leadership?
Have you ever experienced truly agile management? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And it worked like a charm. Company grow from 3 people to 100 people. Yes, I did.
Next one is cool. Is trust earned or given?
Trust is earned, but you need to start with a trust. If you don't trust anything, then you won't do anything. You won't start. You don't even start. You have to have a little bit of faith. Yeah.
Perfect. Yes. So there are right now 3 more questions. So I guess we are just going through. In the current market situation, some companies might not be able to offer all things you learned. Your example. Would you put the
What would you put?
What would you put the focus on first? It was jumping around, so I was confused.
Well, I would put the focus on what we're trying to do here. What is this project objectives? What I would try to focus on this, because at the end of the day, you're trying to deliver results, and that is everybody's interest, that the company's interest, the team members' interest. If you don't deliver, you won't get paid. You won't survive. So this is what I would focus and try to bring everybody that goal, trying to achieve.
Perfect. So then the next question coming up, where would you start if you would try to influence leadership to be more agile?
I would directly speak to the leadership.
How would you approach that?
Set up a meeting. Let's talk. You have to do this. Otherwise, there's no way around this. Either it's going to happen or not going to happen. This is direct. This would be my direct approach.
So and then now coming back to the example of the missed skills you encountered in your project, what would you have done alternatively? What if the result would have been negative after the month?
Then go back to the first option, get someone to do for us. There's no failing here. There's no stopping. You need to get someone to do the job. It's going to take longer. It's going to be more expensive, yes, but you're not going to stop the project because of that. I would find someone to do.
I guess also what's one of the conclusions there, some of the trust will be lost afterwards because the person was not able to succeed, even though he said.
But the person never promised. The leadership, they were well aware that this person hasn't got the specialized skill set to deliver. We had someone, but he left.
Okay.
So they were well aware of the risk of this is the leadership job. They need to weigh up their risk and then make a decision.
I guess someone got curious about your previous answer. Can you give some insights about the time when you experienced true agile management?
Inside. So the company, once in a week, we had, the company had three branches in different countries. And once in a week, we had a company meeting involving all these countries, and we could see exactly how much we are making, how much we are losing, how we're going towards our goals. And we have 3 months, we have quarterly targets, and everybody could see whether we walking towards goals or falling back. This is one of the examples they were doing it. And also we always we were doing Kaizen. I don't know if you know Kaizen. Kaizen is a continuous continuous delivering, and continuously you look at your systems and how can you make it faster, how can you make it more efficient. So this was thoroughly enforced by the leadership. So they were doing it. And this was basically integrated with our KPIs. So we always had to come up with a Kaizen idea. How did you improve your work? What did you do? How much money you saved? How many hours did you save? Who benefited from this? So this was solid. This is the environment I worked in. And we were always looking for the ways that how can I make this faster? How can I make this more efficient? But this was, we had to do it because the leadership was doing it. I hope this answers the question.
Otherwise, there's always the mingling part afterwards. So, and last question. So I guess it's coming back to the one person who didn't have the knowledge on the topic and was investigating. Did he at that time stop attending the Scrum meetings that he can fully focus on that project, or?
No, he was attending because we were still communicating. Yeah. Okay.
Being focused doesn't really mean getting out of everything.
No.
Perfect. Then,
Sorry.
yes, that's it with the
Yeah.
questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I will hand it over again to Tim for the closing.